welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. I know it's been a little bit longer this time, but I almost bit off more than I could chew with this. The restoration this week, it turned out, well, it was going to start out as one model and it gradually went to 2 models and then it went to 3, so it's a triple restoration. And I think I explained further on the reason why it turned out like that. It was quite a lot of work, this one, and I hope you find it was worth waiting for. Before I start, I'd just like to thank all of you for sticking with me, and thanks to my new subscribers. There's been a few, but not that many, but never mind. As long as everybody that watches enjoys my videos, that's all that matters. It brings me enjoyment, and I hope it brings you enjoyment. Okay, so let's get on with it. So this week's restoration, as you probably read by the title, is going to be 3 Corgi Massey-Ferguson 780 combine harvesters, and that's the Corgi Toys number 1111, 1111, for those of you that are interested. So without any more hold-ups, as I always say, please sit back, relax, enjoy watching the video, see how I got on with this one. Right, okay, let's take a closer look. What started out as 2 combines has turned into 3, and I'll tell you the reason why. Over a period of time, I have been looking on eBay because I've always wanted one of these, and I bought a few, but I started off with one, and I needed some parts for it. Now they're not so easy to get, the parts for these model supplies. They haven't got a lot for them, so I've been looking, like I say, over quite some time for sort of broken models that are not going too expensive, but because these do go pretty expensive, and to try and make up all the parts I want to, or I wanted to do 2. I've got quite a few of these, so over the time when they made these, I think they started basically with these wheels. These yellow wheels are the earlier ones. Now they're metal wheels. So as far as I know, that's the earliest one that they made. It's got plastic steering wheel and a plastic adjuster wheel for the height of the head, and also this grain gauge is slightly different on the earlier ones. And I think the seat, yeah, because there's one on that one, so the seat was metal on this one and that one, and then the later ones it was plastic. Same with this piece here. So it's the wheels really that differentiate between the different ages most of all, and these I don't know what they're called, I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, on the header of the combine, these are metal on this one, so there would have been metal on this one, and on the third one, which is the latest one, they're plastic, but they're not very good. They're crap really. So I have ordered some new ones of those. So next, I believe they did these orange wheels, which are plastic, but they're still the same shape as the yellow wheels. So I think that's sort of the next one in line. It's got the lid on there. And very last of all, I think, is the plastic wheels, the later wheels like they had on the 165s and the 50B Corgi tractors. So I would imagine that's the last ones that they made with those wheels. So I thought, well, I've got so many parts, I've got enough to make up sort of one of each age. So let's just quickly take a look at what's needed. So start with the earliest one. The top is missing off of here, the grain gauge I think. This is all very floppy. I know they're not meant to be tight, but I think that's too floppy, so we'll have to have a look at that a bit. The adjuster wheel for lifting the head up and down is there. This little plastic steering wheel's there. Now the seat is missing. Now that should be a metal one, but I haven't got a metal one, but I've got a spare plastic one in that tub of bits, so I shall be using that. This is bent. The part along here with the fingers on, that's missing, which I've got spare one out of the models I've dismantled. And this along here, it clips in on the later ones, but on this one it's riveted in, but it's got a couple of the spikes missing. So I don't know, I have got a couple of the clip ones which are the same, but they've got no spikes missing, so I'll probably use one of the others on this one. So other than that, it's in not bad shape. It's got a slight donk in there, we might have to pull out a bit. It's obviously been dropped on that back end. Okay, so that's the first one. This one is missing the gauge on here. It's got the lid, it's got the steering wheels, it's got the metal seat, and it's got the metal tines, which is great. I'm really pleased about that because they are better, they're stronger, and it's got all the parts. I think they had a rubber tyre on that bit, but I'm not too sure, and I don't know, I'll have to have a look at that. I don't think it's necessary because when it's down, this does touch on the ground and turn everything. The wheels are good on this one, so that's good. Other than that, really, there's not a lot wrong with it. Just needs a bit of a paint. Transfers you can't get for this, so I'm going to try and make my own. So yeah, that's that one. Okay, let's take a look at the last one now. So as you can see, this part's plastic on this one. Seat's missing, got a spare one. The steering wheel's broken, got a spare one. The adjuster wheel's gone, but I've got a spare one. This is bent, so I can't turn this. It's got all the spikes on the bottom there, or fingers, and these are bent. I don't think there's any broken, but I'll keep them. Oh, no, they're none broken, they're just bent over. But like I say, I've ordered some new ones, so I'll keep these as spare, but I'll use the new ones. So it's got a different kind of grain gauge on this one, plastic. I've got one. It hasn't got a lid like on that one. It's got the top of the plastic gauge slides in there, so it looks like the grain, the top of the grain in yellow. So this is an all plastic gauge on this one. Wheels, they're not too bad on this one. That one's broken, so we'll have to replace that one. They normally go around the outside rim when you try and take the tyres off, so it's best to get the tyres off from the inside, over the inside rim, because it's a lot thicker. So this piece is missing on it that goes through. That's sort of a corkscrew thing that pulls the grain in, and then it goes, well, it's the grain and the you know, the whole plant that goes in, it goes up there, pulls it through, and then it threshes through the machine, goes through the threshing drum. The straw comes out the back and the grain goes into the grain hopper. I did have a combine. It was what was it? An Active. I think it was Czechoslovakian or something. So I did have one, so I have driven a combine. It was quite an old one. I think it was from 1969, but it did for what I needed on the farm with our few cows. And I had it for quite a few years, and when I gave up farming I sold it to my brother, and he used it for a few years doing a bit of contracting, and then he actually gave it away, I think it was last year or the year before, to some enthusiasts who were farmers as well, young lads, and they use it now. So that's about that. So I think what we've got to do now is just get on and dismantle these. Okay, so I'll get my old battered tin lid and we'll have a bash at undoing these. Okay, so we're going to start with the one with the orange plastic wheels. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by taking these off. So this should just pull off, Famous last words. It doesn't seem to want to come off. He doesn't want to go. Well, I tapped it and it comes apart like that. So all these little pieces, see, all falling apart. So that's going to be the game and a half to put in. Now, I don't know if I can get that through. I have to see.
can get that off. Can't get that off. Maybe a little tap. It's proving to be a bit stubborn. It's got to come off. Has to come off. It's going slowly. I'm going to have to mess around with that off camera. Okay, I've got that off. Okay, so I don't want to be losing all these pieces. So I better put them in a tub. Put them in the old tub. Now these will have to go in the caustic soda. Excuse me, these lines. So I'll put them in the tub as well for now. Don't want to bugger them up when I'm messing around with the rest of the model. Right, so this has got to come out next, this piece, so that should just pull off as well with a bit of luck. There, that's come a bit easier, that one. So that just pushes into like this piece, which is like a tube. Now you can see that's hollow there, so that pushes in into there. It's on the splines, so got to get the splines lined up. It's got a bit of grot stuck to it. I'll just clean that up. I think I won't put that in the caustic soda. I'll just polish that up. So I'll put those in the tub. Get rid of this yuck. God knows what it is. Grease or something. Or some hair stuck to it. Don't know what it is. Yuck. Right. Well, this little piece here comes off the top. Need a small screwdriver. It does come off. There. So I'll have to paint that separate. It can go in the caustic. What have we got now? Not sure if this will come all the way out. I'm hoping so. Some of them are like knolled at the bottom, so you can't get them out. I think this might be the same. Yeah, it's the same. Not too sure how I'm going to do that. Obviously this is put on after. It's pressed on. So I might have to try and get that off. I don't want to break it because it's only plastic. Let's see if I can unscrew it as far as there. It may pull off. Yeah, it's coming off there. So that'll have to go in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'll put that in the tub as well. So now when we undo the pin in here, we're about to get that out. Hang on, let's get this other steering out whilst we're here. So that should pull out. Should pull out as well. So I don't want to break the steering wheel. So if I can get these on there. Oh, whoops, knocked the camera. So that's just a pin. I should have just turned it because it's got one of these kind of, it's not a thread, but I don't know if you can see it. Is it focusing? Bit like a helter-skelter kind of pattern. Right, so that's that. Now, what I need to do, I better put this in the top as well. What I need to do now, get some of the clutter out the way. I need to drill out this rivet and that rivet. So I'll just get my drill bit. Right. There's a little dimple in the middle. Start off with a small drill bit. That's probably enough. Screwdriver. So it actually splits along here. I've done it enough. Not quite enough. Oh, sorry, I keep knocking the camera stand. It's right in my way here. Right in my way. Right. Have another go. That's it. Okay, so when you lift that off, all these bits stay on it because there's a rivet there and there's a rivet there, and that has to come out. So there's 3 rivets, 1, 2, 3. They've all got to come out. Now, this is slightly different. This is slightly different to the later ones. So I might be able to leave that pin in and drill this out instead. So we'll give it a go there. That's it. So that's gone. Okay, so that's fine. You can see that's bowed. That's not meant to be bowed. It's meant to be straight. So We should be able to straighten that up. Oh, it's very tough. And put it in the vise or use the pliers. But that's why that is so loose. Right, that's just a nut that fits in there. Stops it turning. Well, it doesn't stop it turning. Well, it stops the nut turning, but so you've got something to adjust that with. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. Now we've got to get these pieces off, drill these out. Okay, so I managed to drill the ends off those, so I'll try and push them through. But one's gone through, not the other one. There, that's gone through. And I'll try and use these. That's it. Okay. I'll hang on to those for now because I don't know what I'm going to do there. Now this should just slide off the front. That's it, like that. So that can go in the ultrasonic cleaner. I have to try and straighten all these little spikes up. It's like the old finger mowers. Those triangle bits of the blades, and they go backwards and forwards like that, and these are like the little fingers. It's hard to explain. Blades go through like that. So that pin is bent as well, so I'll have to straighten that. So oops, that hasn't helped with the the play in the front bit, in the head. So what I'll have to do, I'm going to have to file those down flat to there, and then I'll drill them out. Same with that one. Right, need to do these three rivets here now. So this piece here with the tank, that comes out, that's held on by that rivet. Now on the other models this hasn't been painted. You can see on this one hasn't been painted. So this one I will paint because this is how it is. Okay, so I need to put a little dimple in there. In there. In there. Well, that one went skew with. Okay, so I'll drill that out. I've got to be careful with these wheels, I don't want to break them. Right. Okay, so that's that one. So that's the piece, the tank, and the bit that goes in the back where the what the hell they call them in the back, like the winnowers. this front bit now, I think, is it the front bit that's got to go first? Yeah, because this middle piece, there's a little bit there that holds. If you try and get this piece off first, it won't, because it's hooked underneath there. So we've got to get the front piece off first. Quite a lot of bits to this one. Yeah, that's gone. Now this seat, I'm not going to take this one out, I don't think. I'm going to try and get the paint in. The plastic seats I take out on the others because they come out easy, but this one I don't really want to. Okay, so now this last piece here. There, so that's off. Now this bit here, this wire, it just pulls out. There's like 2 holes here, so that just pulls out. Same this side, and it just hooks around that piece there. There's a little groove to hold it there. So that's that piece done. That's all ready for the caustic soda now. Okay, so don't know whether to leave this piece. That's obviously been painted in the factory with this on, so I actually might leave that this time. Now these wheels, these back wheels, or front wheels I suppose, because it's back to front in it, so these front wheels, not sure where they come out. I don't know if that's a rivet in or whether that's just part of this bar flattened over. You see this one's sort of the same colour as the axle, but this one here looks like darker metal, so it almost looks like a steel rivet pushed in the end, but I can't really tell. So I think what I'm going to have to do is to file the edge down to get the wheel off, and then have a look once it's off. I think that's how I'm going to have to do that. These rivet posts the same, I'll have to file them down a bit and then obviously drill them out. Now this wheel as well, I'm going to have to file this bit of axle, that's the thin end, so just file that to get these wheels off. I really need to take them off. Okay, where's my file? Okay. There you go, she's through. Okay. I'll leave that one on. Right, so those can go in the ultrasonic cleaner. They go on either way, so that's alright. Put those in the pot so I don't lose them. So now it's just this one which is bugging me. So I'm really not sure how I'm going to do that. I think the only way is to file it. Okay, so what I've managed to go and do is damage that wheel, trying to get it off. What a flipping game. And the axle is really tough. I'll put it in the bag now, but I've tried to drill it out and it's so tough I've knackered about 3 drills trying to do it. I think I've got enough, I've done it enough so I can get a rivet in, and in the washer I'll put a little washer before I put the rivet in. But what I have got, which is stronger, is these wheels that was off Corgi 65, which had the mudguard snapped off, that I got in a job lot. And it's, well, you can just use pieces off it, but you can't really restore it because the mudguard's missing and it, like I say, it's been snapped off. So I thought I'd use the wheels because they're metal ones, so they'll be stronger, they'll be better. So that's all the bits. I've straightened that a little bit, so that'll be alright now. So that's everything dismantled. I'm going to leave that on so it moves around so I can spray behind it. So really that one's all ready for the caustic soda. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to dismantle the others and then we'll put them in the old caustic. Okay then, that's all 3 dismantled. I've drilled all the rivet holes out in all the pieces on all the models. I've numbered them because I don't want to mix them up. And the next thing now is the caustic soda. So I'll show one in the caustic soda. I'll probably do them one at a time because I don't want to, like I say, mix them up. And I'll do that, and then I'll clean them all up, wire brush them all up after they've been in the caustic, and we'll see how we go from there. Okay, kettle boiled. The parts are in for one combine. This is the later one with the plastic, the red plastic wheels. I'll just do this one first and then I'll do the others off camera. Make sure all the parts, oh that's hot. I need my mask. Okay. Everything's falling on the floor. Okay, here goes. Well, it looks like it's going to come off quite easy. Coming off quickly. That's cool.
looks like trying to fish the rim. Can't find them. Look at that, that's coming off nice. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as always a few more seconds, then I'm going to do the other two off camera, so when we come back to them all three models will be stripped of paint and wire brushed, ready for priming. Okay, so we'll see you later. Okay then, the caustic soda's done its job, and I've wire brushed this, done a lot by hand and some with my drill with the Dremel pieces in, so they don't spin too fast with that and I don't get all the little bits of wire stuck in my clothes. But I've been 4 evenings after work doing 2 or 3 hours each evening, and you know, it's not come up too bad, but I've had enough of cleaning combines, Corgi combines. I don't want to do any for a little while after this. So that's basically all ready to prime. This one I've still got the axle on the wheels, so I'll mask the axle off and then I'll prime that as well. So I'm going to go, well, I'm not going to go now because it's time for my tea, time for my shower. So when I get back from work tomorrow, hopefully, don't think the forecast is that good, but if it's not raining I'll try and go out and I'll spray the primer on this, on these 3 models. If I've got enough clamps and clips and whatnot to hold all the pieces. I'll see how I go. I might have to do it in 2 or 3 goes. Okay, so when the primer's on I'll get back to you. I've got all my rivets ready in the pots, the couple of shorter ones I've had to make shorter, and hopefully I can remember what order they go in. Okay, I'll catch you when the primer's on. Okay, so this has taken me just over an hour to paint all the primer, so here we go. I've got a lot of bits here. Wheels and stuff, and again up here. And I got sort of halfway through and I thought to myself, why the hell am I doing 3 of these blasted things? It's taken me ages. Okay, so the next step anyway, we'll leave this dry overnight and then I'll paint the red coat and some yellow on some of the wheels, orange on some of the wheels. So we'll get that done tomorrow. So I'll catch you then. Okay, so I've painted the red coat on all the bits and the lacquer. I've put my homemade transfers on. They're not great. I couldn't find any online. I looked on model supplies and quite a few sites, couldn't find any of these Massey-Ferguson ones, and I had to make my own, but because I can't print white, so I had to do them on the red, on white decal paper, and I had to try and print the red, so I've cut them out individually and tried to put them on. So they're not as good as the originals by a long way, but they are better than nothing. So that's all those bits painted, and up here, so they're all painted and lacquered. So those are all ready for assembly. I'm going to leave them another day to dry a bit harder, and then we'll clean up some of the other bits, the silver parts, the moving parts, and then we'll start putting back together. Okay then, assembly time. Now I've put this together already. Actually that one's not quite in the right place, but I might have to move that one. I've had to glue them in because these are the reproduction bits. Now I'll show you the difference between the reproduction ones and the ones that should have gone on this particular piece on the front here. Now this is what should have gone on it, so you can see the ends are like that. So those ends, the sort of rectangular bit there, slotted down into there, so it kept them at the right angle. Now these reproduction ones are like the earlier combines, so they're you see the difference on the ends. Hang on, there you go. See, they're just rounded, so they don't stay in these, so I've had to glue them because they're meant for the older type, which I got here. You've got to put these pieces all together. See, there's another piece like this that goes on the other end. This one's already all made all in one bit, but this one isn't. You've got to put the little ends on, and see, you can see those go into the holes there. That's why they're that shape. So that's what I've done there. So they're not quite the right ones, but you know, I've done them like that, so it'll have to do because I'm a set short. Okay, so we're gonna carry on with that. I might have to, like I said, I might have to move this one. Don't know if I can now. I've glued it. Now it's gone a bit. I don't want to break it. It's not far out, so it's probably alright. Okay, so I'll start by putting the wheels on this one, I think. So they're all plastic wheels, these. This is the most modern one. As you can see, it's got the flatter plastic later wheels. So I'll just push that through there. I'll have to peen it over. These centres have got a bit worn, the centre holes. Anyway, we'll see. I'll put that on there, and I'll peen that off camera because I've got to do it on the floor. Okay. Okay, that's done. Okay, so we're going to put these front wheels on now. They're going to make sure the tread goes the right way. So that's this one. It's got to go forwards on the top. So push that on, and then these are quite simple. Put a washer on. Okay, bit of glue in the middle. And in with the rivet. I use the solid rivets with this one for the wheels. I think what I will do, put the bit of glue in first this time. Drop in there. Put the wheel on. Washer. Rivet. Okay.
I did it again, Bob. Too much glue. There you are. Anyway, it's okay. It rolls okay now. Right. I've got the... Where's it? This piece to put on. This piece here. So, you maybe put that on next. Okay, so got a rivet for that. Is that the right piece? Yes, that is the right piece. I think my rivet, I've filed too much of it. I need a rivet. I could do with a washer on there, to be honest. Might be alright. Put some glue in the hole with this time. There. Okay, that's that one in. I don't know if it's quite in the right place, but we might have to put it in the right place after. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side for a minute, and then we'll have a bash with this piece here. We'll put this piece in. Let's put this bit in first. So this corkscrew piece has got to go in, goes in like this, that end there. See, it's got this like collar on it there, so that goes into that hole there, the big hole. And then this piece, this pulley, it goes through this hole and into the hollow bit of this pin here. There, so that just pushes in. That's all it does. Okay, so there, this piece, this part here, fits into this hole up here, like so, and then I've got this pulley, and that pushes into that hole through this one here. So we'll push that in, just pushes in. Actually, I might tap it a little bit, give it a little tap. Not too hard. That's as far as it goes. Okay, so that's that. Now, let me see what next. So that we need to put this piece again now. So we need to put these pieces on. Now, I'm just trying to think of which way to do it. That goes that way. Hang on, before we do that, let's put the driving seat in. Now, you can see the rectangular hole there. So this part of the seat here goes through that rectangular hole. Now it's got to face this way, but to put it in you need to put it through the square hole that way and try and turn it. So the best way to do that was a pair of pliers. Probably take the paint off the bottom, but there's not a lot you can do about that. It's very tight to do, it's not easy. You might be better using these. It's a bit of a fiddle, and you've got to be careful not to snap the seat as well. See, I've chipped the paint there, but that doesn't matter. It's going to be underneath anyway. So there, that's in. Also we need to put the steering wheel. Now I've got a little pin here which I should have polished and I haven't, so I better do that before we go any further. Hang on, I'll just give it a quick polish and I'll be right back. There, it's a bit more respectable. So you've got to be careful, there's only plastic, this steering wheel. So you put it through, and I don't know if you can see, it's got like these little ridges in, so you've got to push it and sort of turn it at the same time. So it doesn't really need to be glued in, but you don't want to bust the steering wheel. It is quite difficult. Going in. There. It's not going to go any further in, it's right down. Okay. So this piece now got to go on there. Hang on, better put this one first because this got a little tab on it here, and that other piece got to fit on top of it, so you have to put this one first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of glue just there and there, just a little bit of extra security. Now I need to try and hold that there so I've got the lid off the glue. Right. Oh. Okay, so I want to get a bit of glue down here to that hole. That's it. And I want to rivet. You do need a few hands for this, really, ideally. Okay, in she goes. So that's that piece. Get in there. Stuck to my spike, the rivet keeps coming out again. So you must remember to put these pieces on first before putting the top on, otherwise you'd be knackered to get the top on. Okay, so I'm going to leave that dry a little bit before I put the next piece on. So whilst that's drying, we'll put the little man on, the driver. Now these I got from Model Supplies, which are supposed to be the drivers for these combines, but I don't think they are. I think they're too to me they put these on the later tractors, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, I've had to cut his feet because otherwise he doesn't fit. He's too big. So I'll have to just, after I glued him on, I'll have to touch up his boot there because the paint's come off when I've cut the end off the foot. So I'm going to glue that on, otherwise he'll fall off. Okay, that's him glued on, glued in place. So we need to put this on there now. So I'll do the same again. I'll put a bit of glue on there first. Just as a bit of extra security. Right. I'll put him on there. And then glue in the hole. Put plenty in, it doesn't matter with that one. The more the merrier. I should have put the rivet on the end of my little masher here. Okay, let's see, let's get her in there. Can't find the hole now. Oh, there you go, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to have to leave that to dry a little bit. They are pretty awkward to do these. Chip the paint there now. Okay, so we'll leave that dry a little bit and then we'll come to the next bit. Okay, so whilst that's drying, we'll put him over there for a minute. One piece I did forget to put on was this. Now with these later ones, they just push onto the front, onto this, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's like two little like nipples that stick up there. Oh geez, I nearly dropped it. You see them? There's one there and one there, and this just pushes on this way around, and then these little nipples locate in these two holes. On the earlier combines there's two little rivets that go through there, so it's just a case of pushing that on. See, that's it, it's in place. Okay, now this piece has to go on. I think it's supposed to be a corn gauge or something. I should have really put that on before putting the piece on the combine, but anyway, this little piece here, you can see the little hook on it, goes through that rectangular hole. So you put it through that way, push it in, if you can, that is. Easier said than done. Push it through and turn it. You don't want to go. Oh dear, hang on, we'll have to try some other way then. That's it, he's gone. What a fiddle. And again I've chipped the paint. Okay, so this piece here fits through that little groove, so you push it through if you can. See? Through. In like that. So that's that piece, that's how that goes. Okay. Right. So now I think we're about ready to put this piece on. So that's the tank. On these later ones, the tank and this piece here is all silver. On the earlier ones, the underneath piece is black and the tank is red. So that's the difference there. So we're going to put this piece on. So this goes this way. So I'll do the same, a little bit of glue there. I'll get my rivet ready this time. Now, this is a slightly shorter one. Right, I might put that in first. Okay. Put him in. And again, we'll have to leave him dry for a few minutes. Right, so whilst that piece is drying, we need to join these two pieces with a pin. So that's got to go on there, in between there, like that. And you have to pull the pin out for this. On the earlier ones you don't, because on the earlier ones there's a plate that fits underneath that holds the pin. You know, it clamps it to the pin, but on these there is no clamp. So this pin has got to go through there from this side, if I can get him in. Just in case getting it lined up. Do you think I can get him in? Oh. Come on! Flaming hell. Duh. What a pain in the arse, chipping all the paint doing this. I know what I've done. I've pinched these in to try and take a bit of the slop out of them, and I've pinched them too much. That's what I've done. That's what I've done. I'm going to bring the end of that peg down a bit. Okay, I think I've done it enough. It's one of those that splays out but what I'm going to do is just glue it when it's through. So we'll have another go getting them through. And there she goes. There, that's through now. So I'm just going to glue it on that side. Right, okay, I think we're ready for the next step. So I need to bring this piece back. Now this has to go on the top and down through there. It's a bit of a fiddle. Make sure it's right home, and then basically just put the glue in, and then the rivets. Want that. Okay, plenty glue. It's not going to hurt. All help to hold it together. These are very, very heavy models. Surprising how heavy they are. Okay, so try and get my spiky thing in the rivet. Oh, here we go. Put that one in, and the next one. Come on. Put him in. Okay, so again, we're going to have to leave him dry for a little bit now. Oops, that's not easy actually. I think I'm going to have to hold it. Okay, I'm going to have to hold him whilst it dries. So once it's dry, then we'll come back to it, because there's still one little piece we need to put in. Okay, so the last little piece is this piece here. Now it should by rights have a piece on there to stop it coming right out, but I've had to sort of take it off a bit so I could get that out when I dismantled it. So it won't matter now, because it's only going to be really a model for display. So that screws in there, and this is the adjuster, if I can get it to thread, that lifts this piece off the ground. So I'm screwing it in, it's going in gently. It's got to go fair way in. Okay, so now it's starting to lift. I don't know if you can see. It's starting to lift the front off the bench. It's got a slight twist in it, so there. So I don't know if you can see that. It's I'm gonna pull my camera down. Oops, sorry. It's off the bench, you see. So if you unscrew it, it goes down. So it's got a bit of a bend in it, so it goes up and down. I thought I'd straightened it better than that. So there you see, it's almost down there. It's on the floor now. So wind it in. Sorry, you can't see very well. You wind it in and up it goes. Okay. Okay, so last of all, these rubber bands, I've had to cut one because they're too long. They're from the pound shop, and I've had to super glue it together. So that's what's going to drive the front bit. So I'll put that on. So when this is unscrewed, the front goes down onto the floor, onto the deck, and this wheel should touch on the bottom, and then as you push it along, well, that's the theory anyway, as you push it along it should go around, but it's not working very well because there it goes, you got to push on it a bit. Some of them have got like a tyre on there to make them grip, so that's probably what it needs, but anyway, it does work. Okay, so that's that one done. I have already done one because as there's three, I thought I'll do one first, which is the old style one, and it was the one with the yellow wheels. So what I'll do with the last one, I'll show you the bits that are slightly different when I put it together. I won't show you the whole lot of putting it together because the video will be too long and you'll be bored silly. So I'll just get the other one. So there's the one with the yellow wheels, the metal wheels. Let's move that out of the way so you can see that. So it's got the slightly different pieces on the front there. This corn gauge is wrong on this one. It should be, I've got one here, it should really be like this, because that's the earlier one. So this is wrong as well, because that should be the earlier type, but this piece here is the same as that piece. So this is a bit of a mishmash of bits and pieces that I've made up this one with. So the one that's left to do is the one with the orange wheels, and that will be the sort of the correct one for the period. So this one here is a bit of a hybrid. This one is done how well, how the later one should be. Really I should have put this piece on that one, but there you go. I didn't think of it at the time, and I'm not going to undo it now, because as you've seen with that one, they are pretty tricky to put back together. The other difference is the top of this here. This is like part of this corn gauge that goes on the top. This one's got a metal lid that goes over that bit there. But otherwise they're fairly similar. This is metal as well on this one, and it's plastic on the later ones. Okay, so tomorrow it'll be in a few minutes for you, but tomorrow for me, when I come home from work, I shall put together the last one and show you any differences in the putting together, and then we'll do our usual after that. Okay, so see you in a bit. Okay, so I've got the other one here, and I'm basically trying to figure out how to put all these pieces back in the front. Now this is like on a spline, So I've pushed this piece on here past where it fits on the spline. Then I'm figuring I've got to put that in there, and you need about 10 hands to do this. So I'll push that through there. Now next one of these collars has got to go on. Then this piece here has got to go on. This is completely different to how the other two combines were. Okay, so now it's starting to get a bit more complicated. This has got to go back on here. Now, this piece has to go on as well, but so do all these pieces. And this one is also on a spline, so I've got to get the spline in the right place, which isn't very easy. See, I can't find the blasted right place for it. So there's a spline right on the end, which is for the pulley. See, I can't get this bugger in. So it's got to go through that, over that spline, and without chipping the bloody paint. That's the problem. Do you think I can find it, how to push it on? It does go on because I've put it on and taken it off, but I've got no sort of leverage. Oh, that's okay. So that's gone on one spline, but I have to get it on the other one. And this one here is also on the spline, so I've got to try and get that back on the spline. Hang on. Let's try and find its place. Oh, bugger. This isn't bloody easy, I tell you. The others were a lot easier. Ah shit, so all that's come off again now. Sod it. Oh. I was trying to get it in the right sodding place. Do you think I can? Ah, what a son of a bitch. Can't get it out. Back over the top. I don't think that's far enough. No, it's not far enough. But I can't do it like that. I can't do it like that because I can't get the other pieces on if I do that. Oh man. It's so tight. Oh, I think I'm going to have to try and do this off camera because I just can't, I can't get those, I can't get it. I'm going to have a bash at this off camera, so I can't see what I'm doing with the camera in front of me. but you need to get all these in at the same time, like this, at the same time as putting that on and getting it in through there. Okay, well I managed to get that in, but talk about blooming fiddle. So that's all okay. They're a little bit tight with the paint, but they should sort of drop down with the gravity. They're sticking a little bit, but I think it's just the paint. Right, okay, so we'll move that to one side. Now, wheels, this is a different axle again. It's a bit chewed on the end, but there's enough axle there for me to put the rivet. Now, I've got this quite big rivet which sort of matches the hub the other side, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue in that. Actually, I'll put some on the bottom of the pot, and then I'll just put a bit on the rivet because I don't want the wheel sticking on this one. So just put the wheel over there. Actually, I might just use my stick and put a little bit right inside. Just enough to hold this rivet in. If I can get the bugger in the hole. Sorry, which I don't seem to be able to. There. Need something to push him down. There. That should do him. Sorry, I'm going out of shot here. That should do it. Okay, so that's that stage. We've got to put this piece on here, the same as the other one. So there's not much difference on that. I'll put this on because there's not much difference. I mean, this piece here, that was the main difference. And then I'll show you the difference from putting this head on to the other bit. This part here onto this piece. I'll show you that because that's slightly different than the other one. Okay. Right, so I've got all this bit finished. All done. So we'll put that aside and we'll put this piece together now. Right, so what I've got to do, if I put that this way like this, upside down, and then that goes in there like so. Excuse me. Let's make sure I've got it the right way here. That goes like that. This is where you scratch the paint. Now, this piece goes that way, so unlike the other one, this piece here holds this front piece onto the back piece. so it's like one piece each side of the pin. So what I'm going to do, I'll put a blob of glue on these little bits here. As well as on the in the rivet holes. I will I'm not sure if it's the short one I've got it. Yeah, it's the short rivet I've got to put in there, so it's this one. So I'll get that ready on the end of my spike ready, and then I'll put a bit of glue down in this hole. Lovely. Put this piece on. Not like that. Not like that. But like that. And then get the rivet in. There. And then I better leave it there just for a bit, because I need to keep this pinched, because there's quite a lot of pressure on that. So I'll leave that for now to dry a bit, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, I don't know what happened there, my camera went off. I don't know if I had it on properly or what, but anyway it went off. So we get these rivets in. One. Oopsie, sorry I keep knocking the blasted camera. Keep still, camera. There. That's it. Right, leave that dry a little bit, and then we'll have a look at it again. Right then, that's it. The 3 combines finished at last. It's taken me a little while to do these, a few weeks, about 4 weeks I suppose in all. It hasn't been easy and straightforward, but there again it never is. That's the nature of this hobby, I guess. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed the restoration, and I hope you like the way these models have turned out. I got, like I've probably said before, I got these drivers on from Model Supplies, and they're supposed to be the right drivers for these models, but I don't think they are, because you know, I've done combining myself over here, and the weather's always nice when you're combining. Well, it's pretty much got to be, and I really can't see dressing up with a scarf like that. I think it'd be too warm, well, from my experience anyway. So I don't think those are the correct drivers. I think those are the later drivers anyway, for the later tractors, so I'm not convinced about that anyway. They're drivers, so they'll do. And then we've got the orange, yellow and the red plastic wheels. So that's basically 3 slight variations of the same model. I'm a bit sort of disappointed in a way with my stickers or transfers, decals, water slide decals. You know, they're not too bad. They're very, I mean, they're passable. They're quite respectable, but they're not quite as good as the original thing. But anyway, for homemade ones, they're not too bad considering I can't print white. So other than that, like I said before, this one's a bit of a hybrid. It's got, you know, some more modern parts on it. It should be more like this one. So you know, it's like I say, a bit of a hybrid. This one's pretty much, well, it's almost how it should be, apart from these pieces here, which are the same as the metal ones here, if you like. Those have been modelled on these ones. So this combine here should have these kind of spikes or tines on them, but really I should have put those on that one and vice versa. But anyway, it was too late once I realised what I'd done. But all in all, I'm quite happy with this restoration, and it didn't go too bad considering all the parts and everything that needed to be put back together. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will join me again next time for another restoration video. It might be a bit of time again until the next one, because I'm going away on holiday. Well, I've got a week off and we're going to Chester. We're going to go and see the grandchildren, and you know, that I won't be able to do obviously a restoration. It's going to put me back being away for that week, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I can't say exactly when the next one will be. I mean, this one I was hoping to have got it done by last Tuesday, but taking on 3 like this I've probably taken on too much. But anyway, we got there in the end, and that's why it's taken a bit longer. It, you know, started out as one model, and then with all, I had to keep buying old ones to try and get enough parts to make up one, and then I had enough parts almost to make up 2, and then when I bought a few more parts to make that up, I could make up 3. So that's how it's happened. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't going to be a triple restoration to start with, but that's the way it's turned out. So anyway, like I say, hope you've enjoyed it, and if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and like the video, and leave your comments. Very much appreciated. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, look after yourselves, take care, and see you in the next video. So cheery bye for now, hubby, all the best, bye.